Hello, all you hardcores out there. You know who it is, and still, you know. How you doing, Liam?
Yeah, well, I mate, you.
What you on with?
No, just relaxing. Just got back from work.
Yeah?
Yeah,
You
another
grafting your
another
nuts
day,
off
another dollar.
today, son?
Say again, sorry.
I said, are you grafting your nuts off?
Always got to pay mortgage, haven't
Yeah, you have, mate, you have. Max! I'm going to have a bet with you, Max. 2 seconds, let me just say this, Liam. Max, I've seen you on Dennis's show in June. Right, well done, Max. Well done, well done. Good luck in your fight against Phil Williams. But let me just say this. I will have a bet with you, Max, that the fight doesn't happen and it gets cancelled. And in future, you will listen to the poll. All right, Max? Go on, pop, pop, bang. Be off with you. Go on, Liam, you were saying.
I? Can't remember what I was saying.
Right, hang on a minute. Right. You were on about what you've been up to.
Oh yeah, just working, looking after my animals.
You're looking after you what? Your animals?
I'm a bit animal mad at the minute.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. What animals you got? Do tell your Uncle Porky.
I ain't got a pig, unfortunately, but I've got a.
Hey, it's not wrong with pigs. Luna Bella's got pigs.
I know I'd have one if I could. I've got dogs, rabbits, ferrets, chickens, geese, ducks.
Are they eating geese up there where you're from now in Brinsworth?
No, we can't afford geese.
It's about 200 quid, isn't it, for a full geese?
I think so. Yeah, they're not cheap, are they? But
Yeah,
I was
I
having for eggs.
think they're about £200, for a full one.
Oh, I don't. I wouldn't
And
know.
you're going
I,
to
won't- I
pay
couldn't eat
somebody to
one.
split it. You get Scott Brunt's dad, he'll deal with all that. He's into rabbits, I think he's into. Stuff
Oh
like
no, I
that,
can't. I can't
yeah.
do it like that.
Pardon?
I can't do it like that. I'm a bit too soft when it comes to it like that.
Well, you know Big Scott, don't you? Like, when he goes out rabbiting, he sends me pictures. So it looks like a cold, hard hunt. At the beginning of the night. They go all over, don't they?
Yeah,
Braid on the side and a lot up near where Curtis Woodhouse lives up there, and end at night about 5 in the morning. He's sending me photos. They're all laid there. 400 rabbits.
I know.
Like, whoa, look at them, what? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I'm too soft for it like that, me.
Wait.
I'm too soft for it like that.
Yeah, well, it's a serious sport, isn't it?
Yeah, it's to some people, yeah. But I don't know. I think back in the day when you needed to kill them to eat, that I understand. But nah, you're just killing for the sake of it, aren't you? A lot of people, anyway.
Well, now rabbit's all right, isn't it? In a stew, you feel carrots and onions, isn't it, kid? Chilies,
I've never had it. I've never had
peppers
it.
or something. You never had rabbit? You've never had rabbit stew?
I've never had rabbit stew now.
Well, your old man a coal miner.
No, he's a decorator like me.
Ah, well, that's it, you see. Us coal miners' sons, we used to have rabbit stew. That's what we eat in North, kid. Rabbit
Oh, right, well,
stew, mate, with onion and peppers and carrots. Yeah, rabbit stew, a bit of pepper on. Get it on stove in a low wood. You bang on, man, kid.
sound like Big John.
Yeah, yeah, that Big John living in wilderness. Did you see him on that scooter?
No, what's that?
Oh, Big John Fury, Friday night, we're flying down, I don't know, wherever they were. They were on this scooter and he zoomed off this electric thing and then he got onto grass and he like did a jump off and like a roll, like Colt Sievert's Fall Guy.
Oh, right, yeah.
And it was so fake, he got tortured on Instagram and somebody sent me it and I was like, wow, is that where he's at now? Is
Well,
that
there's
where
no
he's
sun
at
spices.
now? The village idiot jumping on somebody's electric scooter, showing him how to bank it round corners. He come flying through this park thing, and then he sort of lost control, went onto grass, and he like jumped off and did like a roll. Jumped up. Like Fall Guy. And I
Yeah,
thought,
I'll have to have a look at that
wow, is
after.
that where he's at now, John? Big John, big fighting man, in the ring or on the hard road.
Well, if his sons aren't
You won't
fighting, he's not making
believe
any money,
it.
is
I've seen it. I'm like, wow. What's a sausage?
he? He's got to get views from somewhere, hasn't he?
You've got to get views from somewhere, haven't you, kid? But I think people have sussed on what he is now. What do you think, young man?
Yeah, I agree. Just a big bully.
100 on hard road.
I know. I don't know. I don't know who's been fighting.
He makes Charlie Bronson, Bruce Lee, and Chuck Norris look tame, doesn't he? Right, Liam. We've had the first 4 or 5 minutes of the old banter. Eddie Hearn, aka Eddie Hill, 7-0. Iceman from Billericay, 5 by way of. And Oscar De La Hoya, the ex 5-weight world champion that likes to get dressed up in suspenders and high heels and suspender stocking belts, the full works, put a show on in Times Square that was on DAZN. What do you think of it? What did you think of the actual vibe of it first before we go into the card?
Uh, I don't think it worked. I don't think it. I don't think it got a lot of attraction over here. Um, yeah, I think it were a bit. I think it were a risk that didn't pay off, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't. Yeah, didn't do it for me anyway.
No?
No, no.
What about Ryan Garcia then losing to Rolly Romero?
Yeah, I know. Bit of an upset. Well, a little bit of an upset, but he's been out at ring, hasn't he? 18 months or whatever. Or is it? It's probably longer than that, is it now?
Yeah, yeah.
So an hard fight to come back to.
Mm. Do you feel that Ryan Garcia, he's just going to be one of them, like, with a massive following that's always going to be wheeled out now?
Yeah. Uh,
He looks like
I mean,
he's spent now, doesn't he? He looks all knocked about, doesn't he, in that? I personally think so. I don't think he's dedicated, but
no, I think these failed drug tests and Haney situation, I think it took a lot out of him. I mean, I think he suffers from mental health anyway. So to go through all that for another 18 months and then, I don't know. Yeah, I think it drains you. The sport drains you, doesn't it?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But he's only
Where,
26, so we'll see.
yeah. Where does that leave Haney then? And
Uh,
Garcia, where does that leave their fight now? Now Garcia's just been beaten. Haney didn't really look much, did he, in that fight, did he, the other night?
no,
I
I don't.
mean, I know they had them both on, so they could both look the business and then build their fight up, but I think that's a bit of a damp squid now, isn't it? Do you think?
I'd chuck Conor Benn with Garcia now.
Conor Benn get took apart by Garcia, wouldn't he? Come on, a well-schooled kid like that.
Yeah, yeah, I think he would, but I think it's a fight that people would watch, people would want to see. Over at Rowley, over Romero, I'd like to see that fight as well.
What, against Crusher?
Yeah, get him off at scene for good.
How could Crusher lose that £9 that he put on for Eubank fight? He'd be drained, wouldn't he? His body has been used to it for months now.
Yeah, he's not going to see 147 again, I don't think.
No, if he fought at 147, he's a dead man walking. Not that he's any good anyway. I've never really rated him, to be honest. You could more or less say at a push, this is a massive, massive push. Conor Benn doing him a massive favour is English level welterweight light middle. That's my opinion. I don't know if you agree.
Yeah, well, I think a good yardstick for him would be Josh Kelly. And then
He'd
you
lose.
can't be
He'd
sad.
lose against Joe Kelly. He'd lose.
Yeah, I think so as well. But if he did beat him, then you can start shouting out some big names. You can't shout big names coming off a Eubank loss and knocking out old men for the last 4 or 5 fights.
Do you think that Eddie Hills, right, is going to let him near anybody now, unless it's Eubank Jr rematch? He's not going to. He's just got in first, saying, "Yeah, we'll do it at 158." That's his bargaining chip straight away. That's
Yeah,
him saying, "Yeah, we want to do it, but this is the wait. They're waiting now for a counter offer. So this is going to go on for months now and we're all going to be hooked, and we're all going to chat a load of shit on here about it. Bottom line is this. They're not going to put Crusher near anybody now because he might get knocked out cold or he might get knocked about or something might happen. And then this fight loses its bit of sparkle. You know, the Eubank rematch. Do you see what I'm coming for? Because they're both not going to win world titles in any way. Welter, light middle, super middle. Then four weights, which these two fighters working or have fought at them weights, they're not going to win world titles. We agree on that, don't we?
Yeah.
Right. So they're never going to be any good at world title. He's 29 in September, Benn. He's not getting any younger. And he can't do 147. So they're not going to win world titles. So what do? They've got to generate as much money as they can before they get out of the sport, before they can't throw a punch or before they're talking like the lazy rhino. So that's the only fight for them. Do you see a Billy Joe son as Eubank? Billy can't
No,
get the
he'll never
weight
fight
off.
again.
Ben's not got another dance partner, so all this about the going in different directions. When the cold hard light of day comes home, when they come home to roost and they say, Eubank, you can fight Crusher for so many million, or you can fight this guy here for 500,000. What do you think they're going to do? They're going
Yeah.
to go for money, aren't they? So
Yeah.
it will happen again. They've just got to wait and get their heads around it and get talks going and then create a script. That's what these people are doing now. They're creating scripts, but nobody wants to talk about it. They're going to invent knackers. So you're going to see so much knackers invented for rematch. They're gonna involve the dads, the old Nigel, bruv, and the other one's gonna be the English monocle, just sipping tea out of a cup, thinking he's sat with Queen, and they're going to give it all that knackers again, and they're all going to fall for it. You see where I'm coming
Yeah.
from?
People started doing it already. When Usyk
That's
said
how
that
it's
he
going to
thinks Conor
go.
Benn won.
Pardon?
I said I think the Usyk saying that Conor Benn won was a little bit of a script.
Yeah. And it's just same as with Dave Allen. Where would Dave Allen going to go if he didn't fight Elmer Fudd? Where would the
Back
Rhino
to
going
Magnus.
if Big Elmer weren't on offer? He wouldn't be getting Elmer money if he were fighting Solomon Dakras, would he?
No, no.
There you go. So there's levels to it. That Rhino and Elmer, their ability wise, they're area level. We all know that. Crusher Ben and Eubank is probably English level against British level, and Eubank's coming out that level now because he's coming to end. So there's like a balance in that. Crusher might be creeping up a little bit. We're never gonna know because he's never really tested himself. Rhino knows his level, and Elmer knows his level. Ex-rugby player against Rhino, so it's about levels, isn't it? But they've got a story with dads, aren't they? Rhino and Elmer, they've not got a story, have they? They've had to develop their own, haven't they?
Yeah, yeah,
There's Dave there playing Daft Dave from Donny with his body warmer with holes in it and carry more trainers. And there's Crusher there playing Romford Bolt with Charger with Dad behind him and putting all stupid videos out, tying themselves to that Essex set. Load of shit it is. But them two fights for me, they're like gimmick fights.
yeah.
They're not
Misfits.
headliners, are they? The gimmick fights.
Yeah. No,
But,
I agree.
but everybody bought into the Eubank Ben thing because of the drugs thing and the dad's rivalry. But if they didn't have that and it was just Connor Smith against Chris Jones, there'd be two men and a dog watching, wouldn't there?
Yeah. It's funny that I've been talking about it with my dad earlier. And if I were Chris Eubank, I won't entertain a Conor Benn fight, but he's not going to leave 6, 7, 8 million on table, is he? To me, I'd walk away with my pride. You've won. You've won for your family. You've got your legacy. Walk away from it, but they won't, will they?
Now, will they? They're going to have a second fight. I've already heard on grapevine it's happening. It's just that
Right.
they're sorting out the logistics. That's all. Eddie's not going to just let Crusher Ben go fight somebody else for a fifth at money, is he? Well, what if he gets knocked about or smashed up bad? They're not going to
Yeah.
risk all that dough they've got poked in him when they can get a trilogy out of Eubank, can they?
No, it's a shame though, 'cause I
I'm
can
only
see.
talking how these other YouTubers with access talk, but they're not going to put it on them like this, are they? Who's going to
No.
put this to Eddie? What I'm putting on here now? They're not.
Nobody. They all want access, don't they?
But Crusher knows that. He knows he wants the big paydays and he ain't bothered about belts. All this belts shit, it don't mean no, does it? Look at Barry Jones. He's been scratching 20 years, Barry Jones, but he's a former world champion, isn't he? You
Yeah.
know, pundit guy.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? He's been on his ass 20 years, hasn't it? But he's hanging around boxing like a bad smell. They don't want to be like him, do they? And he actually won a world title. You see where I'm coming
Yeah.
from?
Yeah. He'll have got paid peanuts as well, won't he?
Yeah, no against him, but I'm just saying he's not done well financially out at sport, and you've got people here that have not won an area belt piling up millions. How do you think he feels about that when he's put his time in?
Yeah. I know. There'll be loads of people like that up and down country.
And we've got it's not only that, it's not only he's got all these millions because of his fucking old man is, and the other one, he failed two dope tests, one of them. He's failed
Yeah.
two dope tests and he's gone like that to boxing. So, I'm not bothered. You lot are still going to buy into it. And the promoters that say one thing on a Monday and say something different on a Tuesday, they're not bothered. They're just going to front it out. We all remember what Eddie Hills said when Canelo failed a dope test, and then Jarrell Miller. We all remember, don't we, what he said, his words, and then what do we get when Crusher fails? We get silence, don't we?
Yeah. He's
And what
innocent.
about when
He's a nice
people,
young man.
eh?
He's a nice young man. He wouldn't do anything like that.
Yeah, and what about when people put it on about other fighters that are inactive, but yet they've got world titles and they don't want to talk about that? And that's it,
No.
they shut it down on these American YouTube channels. But that's where the British YouTube channels should jump on that and say, whoa, we need to ask Eddie that, like these Yank channels are asking him. Well, they're not because they're all in his pocket. Them that have worth anything or have got a bit of a following, they over him up, don't they? They soften him up.
Yeah.
You know, what I'm so we never get the truth never really comes out. All you've got is these spouting their propaganda on these channels that are allowing it to be spouted because they're in the mix, because they get free access and all the perks, bit of food, bit of beverage, bit of a travel, bit of an hotel here, pick you up in a taxi, make Vito, take you to the site. Oh, so all that, they all think they're part of it, don't they? But really, it's being used and
Yeah,
they're doing
definitely.
damage to sport. So I feel I have to say something. Because who can stop me? Because I'm pretty fearless anyway, and I have a few resources, so I'm all right. So who's going to stop me doing this? And actually, who's going to physically stop me? Because I can have a little bit of a row for my size. So I'm not really bothered about any of them, have I? I'm pretty fearless. But how many more are doing what I'm doing? Terry says his bit. But there ain't many, is there? Because they all get softened up once they get a bit of traction. You watch it all unfold in the next 12 months, how boxing goes. And you're going to see some of these channels with access really like up against it because people are like, why am I buying into your channel? I'm not having a go at this Puppy Parsons kid, but how can anybody buy into somebody that's got full access and they're not asking anything? They're just talking about fucking popular flavoured crisps. Who
Yeah.
wants to know what Eddie Hearn's favourite crisps are? Or where he
Yeah.
got his sunglasses from? We don't want to know that. We want to know the juicy bits, don't we?
Yeah, the real questions. But
The real
what,
questions.
what I've noticed with with a lot of promoters are almost like psychopaths. They can either lie without check without the body language changing. Do you know what I mean? If you study the body language, they they're like narcissistic psychopaths, and they groom these IFL boxing social. They almost groom them into
The
their little
groom's
circle.
no good to him now, is he? He's no good to him now because
No.
he tried to play it. He tried to be everybody's pal. You see what I mean? So he's no good to
Yeah.
him now. So they've got their own. They've got Darren Barker doing the business now, haven't they? But he's not.
Yeah.
He's not going to ask anything, is he? What's he going to ask?
No, he's been groomed though, hasn't he? He's been get a world title, millions of pounds, and a job on his own. That's
Listen,
grooming.
I saw Darren Barker interview Conor Benn, and he went, "Yeah, well, now that you've been cleared, Conor, what next? Want to
Yeah,
go into part
exactly.
two, kid?"
Yeah. See you in 2 minutes.
In part two. Don't forget to like and subscribe and leave a comment. I'll see you on part two. All right. Let's just get a refill. Repo. She's good at that.